Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So I am back on my way to save the Gnome village. Just got some gnolls here I got to deal with. Alright, now in between the last episode and this one I've had to recharge my camera battery a little bit. Now I'm trying to do this all in one go, but it does take a while to recharge enough to the point where I can use it again. So if it gets to be too much of a difficulty, then I'll probably have to do this, do the second part in a different recording session. I'll pick the elf and I'll try to make sure that I have all the same abilities or items as much as I can. Although I might not have the flame shield. I don't know if that's a normal item that gets dropped or not during the lich fight, but anyway, we'll see how this goes. So, I said I'm on my way to save the gnomes, and the gnomes here are not the typical gnomes that we would think of. Yeah, completely immune to your attacks. They're useless. Well, bow attacks anyway. So they're like, 6 inches tall type of thing, which is kind of funny. Oh. That up. Alright. Oh. I don't know why I keep turning around when I do that. I don't mean to. Like I said, the Xbox 360 controller is not very good. I do have the arcade stick from Mortal Kombat 9. I might honestly consider... oh, perfect. Ring of Fire Resistance, yeah. No. Ring of Fire Resistance. I do not care about the Wand of Lightning, electricity. So the Ring of Fire Resistance just makes me immune to fire attacks, normal fire attacks, which I will take because there's a lot of them in this game and they are really annoying. And in my experience, if I don't have the option on for the magic items to not break, it seems like the Ring of Fire Resistance almost always gets destroyed the next time I take any damage. Like, one time I played this section, and I literally picked the ring up, got hit by the next troglodyte, and it said that was it, your ring is damaged. And it's like, well, that's, frickin' great. So, here we go, just some more ghouls to deal with. My god, they've got a lot of hit points. Oh, missed him with that final attack. That still does quite a bit of damage. So the only thing that's kind of frustrating is that the button to pick things up is the same button you use to hit with, to make your attacks with. And it can make it so that there are times that you're trying to attack something. I think he was running away, so I'll let him go. There are times that you're trying to attack something, but if there's coins on the ground, you'll go after those instead. Like, the picking items up takes priority over attacks. And I think if they just would have changed that, it would have been so much better. And here's that flying attack where it just pushes me away and there's nothing I can do. And he's even invulnerable. The Chimera is actually completely invulnerable when it's up in the air, and it spends a lot of time. Ugh. So like I said, it's probably the only complaint that I actually have about this game is the amount of, in like 30 seconds, he's taken to the air 3 times. I don't mind like the hops across, and it did it right as I pressed the button. So that's 2 lightning bolts I've also wasted. If he wasn't invulnerable, and if like the lightning bolts would actually affect him while he was in the air like that, I really wouldn't mind. And that's the 3rd lightning bolt that's completely just done nothing to it. And just to prove, like, it will damage, but I wasted 3 of them just on like really ridiculous invulnerability frames. Anyway, let's conjure an elemental. Let's see which one I get here. This is the earth one. So the elf conjures either the earth or the air one. And if you play the magic user, it's up in the air again. If you play the magic user actually, whoops. Let's get back to, let's do some ice storms here. The magic user conjures either the fire elemental or the water elemental, which I kind of like their animations a little bit better. Especially I find that the earth one takes a long time, like it has a really long animation. Now, I do believe, even if the Chimera's in the air, Ice Storm, I think, will still damage it, because it affects everything on screen. But to have wasted 3 lightning bolts for no... Come on, what is this? To have wasted 3 lightning bolts for no reason really just kind of sucks. So let's hit it again with that. I'll probably just unload my magic missiles, and then if it's still alive after that, I might consider taking... Oh, come on now. I might consider taking the death just to get those spells back. Actually, I think I'd rather that one. Like I said, being blown back by the wings flapping is really kind of an annoying attack. I've also never seen it dodge backwards like that as many times. Like I've never seen it do that before, and in this fight he did it like 10 times. So, but let's just see if we can... Alright, I'm completely out of spells now. I think I'm just going to take the... if I can make it quick, I think I'm just going to take the death and get my spells back. And I don't mind taking the... Whoops. I don't mind taking the damage, or dealing the damage for killing it. Or for coming back from the dead, I should say. Because I wasted 3 frickin' lightning bolts. Which I don't appreciate. Anyway, we'll take care of it here. There we go. Chimera is down. Pick up that gold. So, I defended the Gnome village. And it's funny, the Gnomes are celebrating like they did it and they defeated the Chimera. So to enter the Gnome village, I have to basically buy a potion that shrinks me down. And it says it costs me money. But right now I have 16,616 silver pieces. And if I say yes to buying it, I think I still have the exact same amount of silver. So I don't know why it says that I have to spend money. So the 2 buildings I can go to here anyway, the blue one and the orange one. The blue one is the item shop, but it is closed. So I have to come in here, and I think I talked to this person, or I just have to come in here anyway, and it makes the weapon shop accessible. So we're going to go in here, and they have an elf in here. I'm not sure why they have an elf, but anyway. So I could pick up some magical wands, which I can't actually use, I don't think. Yeah, I won't be able to use that. So, actually, hold on. Can I just maybe get rid of an item? And now try it? No, okay. So the magic user can get those rods, which are pretty cool. I don't think I'm actually going to buy anything here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to buy anything. I can get the bastard sword, but I think I find one very shortly anyway, so I'm just going to go. And here's just the regular gnome. You can see he's just walking on top of his counter. I don't need anything here either. In fact, I don't use any of these items, so I'm going to get rid of the hammer. I'm going to get rid of the... Whoops, going to get rid of the daggers, because I don't use those. And the burning oils, again, I don't really use those either. I don't think I fight a troll, and if I do, I've got the fireball spell. So I'll keep that open if I get any more rings or stuff like that. Alright, so here we are. So this is a cave that we fall down, and there's 2 caves on the left side of the screen that I can go into. The second one is the red dragon fight, and I'm actually not going to fight the red dragon in this one. I think I'll go through into the first cave though, because I got my ring of fire resistance, and I think this is where I actually get the sword. Oh, this is where I get the cursed sword. Okay, awesome. Alright, so I'm going to pick this sword up. So I've got a cursed sword currently, and I'm just going to see if I can get rid of these things. Hopefully a bunch more don't spawn, but I want to clear them out in this room. And so like I said, the second cave is the red dragon fight, which I'm going to save for a second playthrough with a different character. and kind of doing different options. So, like, some of the set pieces are, of course, going to be the same, but there's other ones that will just be completely different. I'll take that ring. All right, I think they're running away. Okay, perfect. So I've got this cursed sword now. So I'm going to switch over to it. And if this is the one that I think it is, the only way for me to break the curse is just to keep using it. And basically, it's going to kill me a bunch, or at least a few times. But that's fine. I'm okay with that. And I'm just going to keep swinging it. So there are times you can swing it and it'll attack, or it'll do damage to you. And I think it has to deal damage to me a random number of times. But we'll just keep going. So, like I said, it'll probably kill me at least 1 or 2 more times. But it is worth it. Alright, so let's keep going. And I can't remember the actual number that it is. There we go. So now I've obtained the Sword of Erling. So this is a sword that's from one of the Immortals, like a legendary creature, a legendary weapon. So, perfect. It also counts as a magic weapon. So if I fight gargoyles, and again, I'm going to bypass the Dragon Cave, because there is another magic sword that I can pick up here as well. And I'm going to do that. So, but we've got this sword here now, and it, I forget, actually, honestly, I'll be honest, I forget what it does. I know that it's good. It does, like, pretty decent damage. Whoops. Alright, let's get these hellhounds out of here. Yeah, you can see it does, like, way more damage than the other sword that I had dealt. But it's just here. And this is the Stormblade. So, let's actually just get rid of the Cure Serious Wounds. I just want to leave room open in my inventory here. But so we got the Stormblade as well, and Stormblade has really cool animation where you can see it like firing electricity. But the Sword of Legend I think is just better overall. The thing with the Stormblade is it can it knocks people back or knocks them down, so it could be harder to combo hits off of them. Alright, so here we go. So this is actually a location where the dwarf has his unique option. So here I can either follow, I can take the fire path, or I can take the ice path, the frozen world. I'm going to take the frozen world. No, I'm going to take the Sea of Lava. Because it will get me another magic sword, and one that is really useful against the boss in this area. So, because I have the Ring of Fire Resistance, I can just walk through that. Ordinarily, if you take out that scorpion, you get it. I'm not worried about fire. Whoops. So, the sword that I can pick up here is the Frost Sword. And what's cool about the Frost Sword is it has, again, you see that animation, but it can freeze enemies. So, which is great. It stun locks them. But that said, oops. That said, I'm going to go back to the Sword of Legend. And as you can see, it just does way more damage. But that Frost Sword is going to come in very handy when it comes to the boss of this section. And it's going to seem cheap and cheesy, I know, to stun lock it, but I'm going to do it as best I can. Alright, more hellhounds. And I mean, the elf is not particularly strong, so to deal as much damage as she is with this sword, it's just a good weapon. Has a great range, and damage range. Sword of Legend. Alright. Come on. Let's get rid of that hellhound. There we go. I don't know if it's going to drop anything. Oh, we're good. And to run, you just double tap the direction that you want to run in. You only do it for a short duration, though. So it's not the entire way through the game. And I believe there is one more magic sword that I can get somewhere near here, I think. It might be a little bit later on. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna run. Just gonna run. All right. So here is the enemy for this area. This is the Frost Salamander. So again, the just the arc of the Frost Sword can kind of stun lock it, and which is great because this enemy normally can be very annoying to fight. And stupid Hellhound kind of disrupted me, but you can see how often I can hit it with this one. So, ordinarily, like I said, it'll freeze, like the sword will actually freeze the enemy in place. It doesn't freeze the Frost, or the Fire Salamander, it just kind of stuns it. And again, the freaking Hellhound gets involved. I guess I should actually get this chest here because it has magic boots, boots of levitation. No, that's alright. I don't plan on using those ones. I like the boots of speed better, but I'll still take it. Now, one thing about the Fire Salamander as well is that its fire attacks can bypass my Ring of Fire resistance. It's one of the few things, I actually forgot that it can do that, but it's one of the few things that can when it hits me with its tail. Which is why I want to try to stun it as much as I can. Because the annoying thing about this fight isn't that you just take hits, is that you spend a lot of time in like animations for being set on fire. If I took the other way, it would have been a God dang it! It would have been a Frost Salamander, and it would have been even worse because then it freezes you. Come on. Come on. I need to get it away from the bottom of the screen, because right now it just can't be hit. There we go. So let's see if I can finish this thing off. I can also use my Ice Storm spell, but I think that this is generally a faster way to kill it. There we go, we got it. And we'll just zip across here. Oh. Sure, I'll pick that up. And we view the Fire Salamander. So, I didn't pick anything up here, I don't think. So let's just move right on. Alright, so we're actually getting to the final part of the game. So there's a huge castle floating in the air, and this is where the evil boss Sin is, S-Y-N-N. The thief, who even though she wasn't in the first game, still has the warp crystal from the Tower of Doom. So this is actually pretty cool. It calls back to the other game, which I like, with that item. So we are inside here now. Pick up that magic scroll. So there are a bunch of side places that we can go to pick up different treasures. I'll show a couple of them off, but I honestly don't want to spend a lot of time on them in this particular run-through. Like for example, there's a this here makes my magic spells, I think, more potent, but I think so. I actually may want to pick that up. Come on. Ugh. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get back to it now. Oh, we got it. All right. Let's get that Sword of Legend out too, because I think that's going to do a lot more. You know what, I don't even have to be in here anymore, so I'm just going to go. That blue flame that you see actually freezes. So for this one, whoops, I'm going to push this suit of armor. And I think the next section, if I recall correctly, it's going to have like 4... if this is where I think it is, yeah, I'm not going to bother, because you have to flip switches to get into that room. I think I might do it for a future playthrough. But for this one, I'm just going to kind of go through it. I want to leave some things open for the next playthrough. So we're just gonna go. So that's okay. This area here, though, I can go into, which I think I will. And just a bunch of hellhounds. I don't remember if there's anything decent in here or not. I don't think there is. But let's just go here, see what's in this one. Oh, scroll and goggles. Or earrings, even though they look like glasses. Alright, you know what? This room's fine. I'm just going to leave. And I'm not even going to bother with the, with the Shadow Elves here. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go. They're not worth my time. So here we have our refight with Telerin, and I think that's what we'll do for the finale of this episode, the final part of this episode. It's like, so we meet again. Alright, I'm hoping that this sword will do decent amounts of damage to him. Yeah, it seems to. It seems to be doing pretty good against him. And if we keep the fight going like this, I'll be okay with it. But he's probably eventually going to start like casting his haste spells and stuff like that, which is going to be kind of annoying. Now I can also use the Frost Sword. Let me just switch it over here to kind of freeze him in place like that. But I don't know if that's actually honestly going to be better. I think the other sword was just overall more effective. I'm also close to death here, so let's get a few spells off, just in case he kills me. Yeah, I think that was haste. No, that might have been... no, that's haste, yeah. So let's just hit him again with another Ice Storm. Yeah, when he casts haste, it's really annoying. And I mean, I guess I should be casting haste too, because I think I have it. Wow. Come on now. There's no need for that. And he just hastes himself again. The worst part is, I mean, when you cast a spell, you're invulnerable. So I can understand how it sort of makes sense that the enemies get the same thing. But it's also really just kind of annoying. Alright, let's finish this guy off with Magic Missile. Just because we can. Alright, so we defeated Telerin. And we're, I think, pretty much into the home stretch here. So this is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed so far. And be sure to come back next time, and we're going to fight some gargoyles, because now we can. Alright, thanks for watching.